What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod back with another video, and today I'm going to share some of my sales from Poshmark. I don't have a ton of sales to share with you guys because the majority of my sales have all been UGG shoes, so I don't want to just bore you guys with a whole bunch of UGGs, but of course I'll still throw in some of those since those were some of my best sales. But overall, a lot of my sales have really just been coming from eBay, so I really just been putting a lot more attention and a lot more of my energy into eBay since that's really what's been working for me. But drop a comment if eBay or Poshmark is working better for you guys, because for me as of right now, eBay is definitely killing it and really just paying the bills. So if you guys are interested in these kind of videos, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright y'all, so first up is this vintage Team Adidas puffer jacket. This one was in really good condition. It did have some minor stains on the white stripes, but overall, for it being a vintage piece, definitely in really good condition. No holes or any tears or anything like that. And this one it sold for 29 bucks, and I had this in the inventory for quite a while. I had this for well over 6 months, but it finally did sell. But to be honest, I had it listed since the summertime, so I figured it would sell sometime between fall and winter. So this sold in a decent amount of time, I would say. For you guys that are new to picking up vintage pieces, look for vintage tags similar to this. I know Adidas has a bunch of different tags depending on the age, but this one is definitely a true vintage piece, so definitely be on the lookout for tags that are similar. And like I said, this one sold for 29 bucks, and I believe I paid 5 or 6 bucks for this jacket. So even though it did take a while, I still made some decent profit. Next up is this brand new pair of UGG Hailey Metallics. If you guys follow the channel, you guys know that I picked up a ton of UGGs not too long ago from the UGG outlet, and I've still been continuously going out there and just picking up some more shoes. I actually purchased these about 3 or 4 days ago, and both pairs sold within about a couple of days after listing. So these are definitely some of my faster sellers. I believe I paid, I think, 20 bucks for these, so not a ton of profit was made, but it was a really fast flip, so that's always good for me. Next up is another pair of Doc Martens, and these are the Doc Marten lows. The lows don't usually sell as much as the highs do, but overall these were in good condition, so I was able to sell these for 39 bucks, and that was my full asking price. The thing with these is that they did have some scratches on the toe box, but I have some black shoe polish that I keep at home, so I was able to just buff those up really nicely and just make them look a lot more appealing for the buyer. And they sold within about 2 days, so definitely be on the lookout for Doc Martens. Anytime I find them, I usually do sell them for at least 40 bucks as long as they're in decent condition. Next up is another pair of UGGs. We got the UGG Bandara. I have some that are actually suede leather, and these are actually just the regular smooth leather, and these sold for my full asking price of 69 bucks. I have a bunch of these left in stock, so if you guys are interested in that, definitely shoot me a message on Poshmark and we could work something out. But like I said, these sold really quickly for me, so I was happy about that. And I think I paid 20 to 25 bucks for these as well. So anytime I'm selling brand new UGGs, of course, I'm paying a little more than I usually would if I'm picking it up from the thrift. But overall, definitely still some decent profit, especially if you're dealing in volume like I am, when you're picking up like 10 to 20 pairs of these at a time. Next up is a pair of sneakers from the brand APL, and I believe APL is only sold at the Lululemon store. So usually some people would put APL and Lululemon as keywords. That's just a quick tip for you guys as well. But these shoes sold for 45 bucks. I believe I was asking 49, and I took a best offer of 45. These did have some minor stains, but nothing too serious. I definitely made sure to clean up the midsoles so they can be nice and white again. But overall, these shoes were in really good condition, minor signs of wear. And these sold within about 2 days after listing these as well. So definitely be on the lookout for these shoes. They definitely have a really big following as well for APL. The last shoe that I had that was from this brand, I believe I priced them a little too high, so it took a lot longer to sell, but that $50 to $60 price range, depending on the condition, seems to be the sweet spot for these type of shoes. But drop a comment if you guys sell these for any more. Next up is a pair of Adidas Ultra Boost 3.0s, and I had these in the inventory for at least a year, maybe a little more than a year. I remember picking these up from Marshall's, and my Marshalls and the Ross in my area, they aren't really good, so anytime I find some shoes, I usually do grab them up. And I had a size 11.5 and a 12 in these, and the 12 sold about 6 months ago, and now the 11.5 finally did sell. And I believe I paid I think 45 to 50 bucks for these. So not a ton of profit was made, but overall just glad that these finally did sell. Drop a comment if you guys do any sourcing at places like Ross or Marshalls, and let me know how long it usually takes for you guys to sell stuff, because for me, anytime I pick up anything from Ross or Marshalls, I know it's usually going to take at least sometimes 2 to 3 months. Next up, we got another pair of Uggs, and these are some duck boots. These are in really good condition, a smaller size 7, but it sold for 80 bucks. I believe I was asking 89 on these, so I took a best offer, but still I made a decent amount of profit on these. Also got these from the UGG outlet. I think I paid about 25 bucks for these boots, so I made some decent profit on these as well. Next up is a pair of jeans from Zara, and these were kind of like a wax denim, and anytime I pick up jeans or a jacket or anything from Zara, it usually does sell pretty quickly for me as long as it's in good condition. And I seen that these jeans were really nice. They fit me, but of course I don't need any jeans at this point. So these jeans sold really quick. And anytime you guys find anything from Zara, don't try to price it too high, because it usually goes on sale in the store. So for me, anytime I price their jeans $30 or less, it sells in a decent amount of time. And the same thing for their jackets. I usually get about 40 to 50 bucks for jackets depending on the condition. But these were in really good condition, as you guys can see. Next up is a pair of Merrell Belugas, and these are I usually always pick up Merrell shoes. These weren't in the best condition, so I did have to clean these up to make them look a little better. But I believe I was asking 39 for these. I got a best offer of 31, and I went ahead and accepted that. Most Merrell shoes for me usually sell for about 30 to 40 bucks depending on the condition. Some boots sell for a little more, but like I said, if the condition is good and the size is good, you can definitely make some more profit on those. For me, larger sizes sell better. Sometimes 10 and up usually do a lot better in Merrell's. But drop a comment if you guys sell these shoes. I know they're pretty popular at this point, and a lot of resellers are carrying it. Next up is another pair of UGG. These are the classic shorts in like a metallic snake colorway. These sold for 90 bucks. Also picked these up for about 25. So I was glad that I was able to make some decent profit on these. Only downside is that they are a size 5, so these usually takes a lot longer to sell. Size 5 and 6 usually take months for it to finally sell. And this one sold within about, I think, 4 or 5 months. So I waited a while to get the money, but it finally did come. Next up is this vintage Adidas Trac jacket, and this one was actually designed by McMullen. So that one, because of that, it makes it a little more rare and a little more pricey. This one sold for 89 bucks, which was my full asking price. And even though it did have some minor stains on here, that didn't affect the price too badly. Anytime I find these McMullen pieces, I always pick them up because I know they're more like collector's pieces. They might not sell immediately, but as soon as the right person comes along, these usually will sell. So definitely be on the lookout for these Trac jackets. Usually the normal Adidas Trac jackets sell for me about 30 to 25 bucks, but the McMullen pieces can sell as much as 150 bucks depending on the overall condition. Up is a pair of Mahabis classic slippers, and these actually surprised me, the fact that it sold on Poshmark, because they didn't even have this brand listed as a Poshmark brand. So I just anytime that happens, I usually just insert the name of the brand. I make sure I put it as the brand, and I usually add it in the title as well, just for SEO purposes. And I was asking 39 bucks, and this one sold for $39 as well. So this is a really good sale. It took about 3 or 4 weeks for this one to actually sell, but when it did, I was definitely happy about that. But like I said, usually I was expecting a piece like this to sell on eBay, because usually if the brand isn't listed on Poshmark, sometimes I might be a little wary of actually listing it on that platform. But now that I know that, it really doesn't matter if the brand is listed in Poshmark or not, people usually are searching for certain brands. So as long as you have it listed correctly, it should still sell, and that's what happened with me. And these, I picked these up for I think 2 or 3 bucks from a Goodwill. So this was definitely some good profit. Alright y'all, last but not least is the last pair of Uggs, and these are UGG Classic Mini, and I had 2 pairs of these, both in a size 5, and they both sold on, I believe one sold on eBay and one sold on Poshmark. And this was actually from my first repeat buyer, at least the first one that I can think of. And these ones sold for 90 bucks. I was originally asking 109, but I took a best offer of 90 since they were a repeat customer. And like I said before, size 5s are usually a tougher sale for me, but since it was the same customer, I'm pretty sure that these shoes were for themselves, or maybe even a gift. So like I always say, if you guys are doing business online, especially when it comes to Poshmark, always try to just offer some good customer service. ship packages out on time. That way you can start to see some repeat customers. And for me, this is my first one that I can recall, so I'm definitely happy about that. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit. You should wanna be a real one.